Hello everyone, RubixRaptor here, and I'm coming to you with StarCitizen and the lovely upcoming 3.1 update that they are releasing. It's flippin' amazing, and the main centerpiece that a lot of people are very interested in is the Aegis Reclaimer, which is currently the ship I'm flying. It is the new largest ship in the game, and it's phenomenal, okay? So, there's a lot of StarCitizen YouTubers that are going to do a lot better job in touring this vehicle and telling you the facts about it. But I just wanted to have some fun and walk around and talk about it with you guys. So, here we are in the free flight mode of StarCitizen, in the public test universe before live release, which should be happening at the end of the month, near April. And let's get started. So, we find ourselves here in the cockpit with my wonderful glitch up at the top. What I'm theorizing it is that I run on a 1920 by 1200 instead of 1080p. So I think it's rendering at 1080p with that line. I'm just gonna fix it by cutting the top of that, and we're good, right? So actually, when I was originally going to record this, the HUD of this whole thing, it didn't work. They actually patched it. It works. And now we have all this lovely stuff in our cockpit that we get to mess with. So the Aegis Reclaimer cockpit is significantly smaller than you'd give credit to the ship for being so fucking huge. But here it is. So if we want to raise that, we will start our wonderful tour of this giant fucking ship. What we find here is, as I said before, the cockpit. We have the pilot here, and I believe a tractor beam, or oh no, okay, so there's a giant claw arm that extends out of the ship. I'm pretty sure this is the controller for it, and that would make sense. The salvaging mechanic, because this giant ship is a salvaging ship. The mechanic isn't in for it yet, so for now we just get to enjoy the enormousness of it. So what we find here is an awesome tractor beam seat, and here we have a working monitor. The tractor beams kind of do what you'd expect them to do. The ship will rip apart, parts of scrap, and the tractor beams will take in items. Coming to here, we have another command module room right behind the bridge. And what these are, I believe this is a remote turret to help defend the ship. And these are scanning station. For, you know, scanning stuff. What we have here is a lovely grinder, and this is just freaking cool. Another thing I've noticed is the ships in this test, they all spawn partly damaged, so as we tour the rest of the ship, you're going to see some pretty foobarred pieces of it, but that's okay. So, what this is, scrap drops in, it grinds up, and it goes to the rest of the processing ship. Now this is flipping amazing. My mind was blown by this elevator. It's not even the biggest one, and we'll get to that later, but it's awesome. Also, I want to point out how flipping awesome the volumetric like fog and lighting is here. Like, I'm running currently at a phenomenal 60 frames a second, and I'm in a giant vehicle. This is probably the biggest video game vehicle I've ever been in. And they're supposed to be ships that they're making that are like 4 times the size, or more. Oh, it's mind-blowing. So, as you get through here, you'll start to get the vibes from the Alien movies. I believe it was modeled off of the Nostromo or the Prometheus ship. Prometheus ship is the one I got the vibes from. Outside the ship, kind of looks like. So, we'll start here. This is a awesome gravity generator. I mean, what else would look more like a gravity generator than this? We have what seems to be a access hatch, which I'm afraid to go down to because I'm pretty sure that goes to Wonderland, just an infinite rabbit hole to the abyss. What's in here is the drone bay, which there's actually a better way to look at it. This is because there are drones that work with the ship in its salvaging mission. So in here is where the mechanics and engineers would the drones. So what we have here is a server room. So for anyone that's not that in depth with StarCitizen, there is a big role to be held in technology. It holds your ship reports and all that. There are ships in the game that are purely data run, but I've seen a good number of ships that have their own server rooms to hold information data. What we have here is, you know, this is actually really interesting. When I saw this, I got Fallout vibes. Like, this is a vault entrance. You got the control panel here, and what that door actually leads to is the living quarters of the ship. So I don't know if I'm the only one, but the vault door entrance is kind of the vibe I was getting. Entering into here, we have a wonderful cafeteria with ketchup, Sprite, mustard. I don't know what else you'd want. If you look here, you can already imagine the alien scene. Ugh. Now, another thing, walking around this ship, it is super lonely. Like, I need more people to walk around this ship with, because one, I get lost, and then I scream because I'm scared. But second off, there's too much space for just me. And, that's a cool feeling. At the same time, it's kind of spooky. Here is a window out, and you can see one of the ships in. Later on, we'll look back at the outside of the ship, and I will compare how small this window actually is. What we have in here is a docking collar. So, as like with our modern day spaceships, the Space Shuttle, the International Space Station, this is how we currently dock with ships. We have a little port, and we screw each other together and transport through that. So that is just for that. So for spaceports that don't have a landing pad the size of 3 football fields, you can still be able to park, you know? Where I just heard another set of footsteps, and I fucking have a little heart attack. I'm just going to assume it's not a xenomorph, and we're going to continue forward. In here, we have a wonderful crew quarters. Again, you can see the damaged parts. I wouldn't necessarily want to sleep in a bed that has a parking terminal next to it. That just doesn't sound fun. Here we have another awesome window, and I would like to point out, look at this light. This light is completely dependent with the fact that the ship is just angled there. The sun's over there. If I turned the ship, this light would change. It would angle somewhere different. This volumetric light, hit it, the fog off of the bathroom, it would change. Mind-blowing to me. That's why I'm not going in here with, like, statistics for this ship. I'm just walking around and having an amazing time. And, really excited for this game. Jesus Christ, this is... I could sit here and just stare at window light for the next 3 hours and be thoroughly entertained. Here we have a vampire mirror that's currently just like a 3D render because they don't want to render a whole bunch of extra stuff with actual. And then we have wonderful showers with minimal privacy. And then across the hall we have the captain's quarters, which has a very stark resemblance to the Starfarer, but freaking awesome. You can already imagine what you could put on the shelf. And this is actually my favorite part of the entire ship. It's not going to be the favorite part probably of anyone else's ship, but this bed looks so damn comfortable. I want to sleep in it. Just if it wasn't a video game, right? Just get to hang out in the stars, a floating asteroid field, and just take a hella nap, you know? So in here we have the captain's bathroom, a really nice shower with great, obviously, to recycle water. Got your own freaking cooking station. You could make top ramen in this space microwave. God, it's my dream. Continuing on, we find ourselves in the utility part of the ship. And that's not supposed to happen, for anyone wondering. That's a problem. Probably want to call a mechanic for that. Here we have the airlock, and then this door opens, and then that door opens, and then you're in the vacuum of space. We're not going to do that. There's no vacuum depressurization. But, you know, I don't want to open a giant hole into space, especially when I'm the only one here, and I don't want to let any space bugs in. Down here is our wonderful utility access. Down here, we find ourselves in the engine room, which also you can see the damage state going on. And I don't necessarily think the engine should always be on fire and exuding giant arcs of electricity. But ignoring that small factor, It's awesome. Obviously, you have the engineer tab here, and this is for the engineer gameplay. That's probably a cooling gizmo that you lower down on it, so it gives the people that want to play the statistical role and the sciencey role more stuff to do, even in a salvage ship, which is awesome, by the way. Continuing on, we have this wonderful thing. This is mind-boggling. So, this is huge, for one, right? And we have our elevator controls. If we just go to the bottom floor, without ejecting ourselves out into the darkness of space, just look at how large this is. This is inside of a vehicle that you can drive around with your friends and visit moons and planets, and you get to walk around in this thing. This is the bottom cargo hold or normal cargo storage. But if we raise ourselves up, we'll go all the way to salvage processing. And if you notice in that, oh god, my tablet is gone. Oh, it's over here now. So, bringing ourselves to here, this is the salvaging deck. I don't know what to say, guys. This is just huge. This is like a vehicle. My mind was blown for anyone who played Halo 3. Probably earlier, to be honest. But you know, the vehicle, the elephant, that blew my mind. The fact that you could drive around a vehicle and just have like 2 rooms. Now you get to fly around this. This is like a flying base. This one ship has enough space to host an entire single player game in it. This ship is bigger than some AAA maps like Call of Duty. Freaking mind-boggling, man. Let's find a way to eject ourselves into space, and then we get to look at this ship from the outside. I think if we hit this panel, go to surface. There's no surface outside, so we're just gonna get ejected into space. Thank God I have a spacesuit on, or I would asphyxiate violently and die. So here we go, out into the vacuum. Just look at this thing. This is a space elevator. And now we're here. And gravity's about to fail us, so here we go. This is the Aegis Reclaimer, and it is absolutely enormous. This is a vehicle. You can drive this thing around. I've stated that probably 4 times. If you look right there, that's one of the airlock doors that we are at. You can see the rendering gets less because obviously in a game like this, you need to be able to save as many frames as possible. This is the Reclaimer. I know I said earlier that the cockpit is super small compared to the ship. Here it is. That is just the cockpit. And here is the giant death claw I was referring to. So, this concludes our wonderful tour of the Aegis Reclaimer. I know I am not really a StarCitizen channel, but fuck, I wish I was. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful evening, morning, whatever the time of the day it is, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.